3 seconds between shot and game clock. Sivas guarding. Alexandre drives in, spins, kicks it to Solomon, who slams it down. Only 9 seconds to play. Sivas. Goss now with 5. Drives on the baseline. Cabrian Goss off the rim. As the shot clock goes off, the throne is reclaimed in Ewing, New Jersey. The crown belongs to the TCNJ Lions. They are the 2026 NJAC champions.
Wow, what a finish to the NJAC final. Unfortunately, the Redhawks came up 1 bucket short. Welcome back to another edition of Inside the Nest. I'm Thomas Gaffney Jr. alongside Cesar Lafontaine. The Montclair State's men's basketball team was down following their loss to TCNJ, but they were far from out.
Fortunately, Thomas, there's more basketball to be played here on campus. There will be March Madness for the Redhawks, but just a short time ago, there was sadness on the sidelines. Thomas, tell us more.
TCNJ would enter this game as the only team to beat the Redhawks this season. In the final game of the regular season, just 10 days later, TCNJ found themselves in a David versus Goliath situation as the Redhawks would have the home court advantage. The Lions did not care. They turned Panzer into their personal den. TCNJ would silence the home crowd and beat the Redhawks for the second time in less than 2 weeks. Vincent Bacone tells us how this crazy story went down.
I'm Vincent Bacone reporting for the Redhawks Sports Network, and we're here at the NJAC Championship where Montclair just fell short to TCNJ in an insane back and forth game. But let's look at the highlights. Two teams came out showing exactly why they're the best in the NJAC, each hitting their first 5 shots of the day. Montclair caught fire early, knocking down 5 straight three-pointers in the first 4 minutes. Cabrian Goss led the Redhawks in the first half with 11 points, but foul trouble limited his time on the floor. He finished with 18 points in just 20 minutes of action. The back-and-forth battle continued throughout the half, featuring 7 ties. Both teams shot the ball phenomenally. Montclair at 50%, TCNJ at 57%, but the Redhawks won the three-point battle. For the Lions, they capitalized on their size and strength inside. Matthew Solomon dominated, finishing with 22 points and 17 rebounds. He's now recorded double-digit rebounds in 14 of his last 15 games.
The Redhawks had a small cushion at the end of the first half, leading 46-42.
Coming out of the gate, in the second half, Montclair pushed the tempo and built their lead to as many as 12. But the Lions seemed to be in trouble when their star Nick Koch picked up foul trouble with 10 minutes remaining, and eventually he would foul out. Despite this, TCNJ refused to quit. With under 6 minutes to play, a David Alexandre layup cut the deficit to just 1. For the next 5 minutes, the team traded buckets in a true NJAC thriller. Alexandra struck again, tying the game at 81 with just 46 seconds remaining. A missed 3 from Goss gave TCNJ one final opportunity. And with 7 seconds left, the Lions didn't waste it.
It down. The crown belongs to the TCNJ Lions.
The dunk sealed TCNJ's 6th NJAC championship and an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. As for the Redhawks, they're left with a sour taste after 2 straight losses to TCNJ in the last 10 days, especially for Coach Potts.
It was a heavyweight fight in a way. There was a lot of plays made both ways. I had to be better today as a coach. I don't know if I was. So I take the losses. That's what goes with the job. Our guys fought. I think they did a great job. The crowd and atmosphere was unbelievable. This team's obviously created a lot of buzz around the campus and in the area, rightfully so. When you watch them play and how hard they play and how much they share the basketball, it's super impressive. Credit to TCNJ and Evan. I thought they did a great job. They stayed with it. I think we were up 7 with maybe 3 minutes to go, and they kept clawing back. I thought in the second half what really hurt us was the fouls. There was a lot of moments where we didn't even make them run offense, and we gave up free throws, and they stepped to the line and made them. So I thought that kept them in the game, and then they obviously, like I said, made some plays down the stretch, and we didn't. And in big games with 2 really good teams, that's usually what it comes down to.
Signing off for the Redhawks Sports Network, I'm Vince McCone.
When it's win or go home in these conference tournaments, not every program responds the same. Since 2003, when the NJAC started playing a conference tournament, history shows who thrives and when the time arrives. Stockton leads with 6 tournament championships, and Ramapo is right behind them with 5. William Patterson, NJCU, and TCNJ are all tied at 3. TCNJ has won 3 NJACs in their past 7 seasons. Rowan and Montclair State each have 2. Montclair State has the longest between their tournament wins, winning the first ever NJAC tournament in 2023 and winning again 22 years later in 2025.
Now the host here is Montclair State. Program record in wins this season, most NJAC wins in program history for a single season, the longest win streak along with the best start in program history. Ball movement is bread and butter for the top-ranked team in Region 4. Montclair State leads the country in assists per game, 21.5 per contest at last report. They will welcome Maine Farmington, the North Atlantic Conference automatic qualifier, first conference title since 2010.
Thanks to an outstanding resume that includes a 24-game unbeaten streak and a program record 25 wins, Montclair State earned an at-large bid and will host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament at Panzer. Shayon Malik spoke with Coach Potts and the players on Selection Monday.
Now the host here is Montclair State. Program record in wins this season, most NJAC wins in program history for a single season, the longest win streak along with the best start in program history.
The Montclair State men's basketball team have officially found their way into the NCAA D3 tournament. After losing to TCNJ in the NJAC championships, the Redhawks were not promised a spot in this year's national title bracket. So it's safe to say that once they received an at-large bid, the entire Redhawks team is proud.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a credit to the guys for the regular season they had and putting themselves in that situation. You don't take it for granted. Making the NCAA tournament's really hard. There's 64 teams left in the country. There's only 16 hosts this weekend, so to put ourselves in that situation is great. Now we got to go perform.
We were happy that we host again. Hasn't been done a lot in this school before. We're also hungry. Back-to-back losses to TCNJ in 1 week, like they said in the selection, made us hungry for the next 2 games or the next game. So yeah.
Montclair State will face off against Maine Farmington this Friday in the first round of the NCAA D3 tournament. On the other side of the bracket, Yoshiba will take on Bates on the same day. The Redhawks will host their game at Panzer Athletic Center, and Coach Justin Potts knows that home court advantage will play a huge factor.
Obviously, it's nice to be at home. Doesn't guarantee anything. Obviously, you're a little bit more comfortable. Guys will be sleeping in their own beds. You're used to shooting in this gym. Hopefully get a great crowd. It's been a great environment all year.
Being at home is definitely an advantage for us. We feel comfortable in here. The energy is always right with our home fans being in attendance. So honestly, just the energy, that aspect of it is definitely big for us.
Time to go to work.
The Redhawks are more motivated than ever after being unable to cut down their own nets after the NJAC finals, and will now look to use that motivation to make a potential run for the Natty starting this Friday against Maine Farmington.
Time to make a run. Don't forget all about Saturday. Make a run this weekend.
Don't miss out on any of the action, as the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament will be broadcast live by your Red Hawk Sports Network. The doubleheader begins with Bates versus Yeshiva at 1 p.m. Montclair State and Maine Farmington tips off at 5:15 p.m. Jacob Morales is your Player of the Year, also slotting himself in the first team All-NJAC. Coach Potts and company were named Coaching Staff of the Year after an incredible 24-0 start. Cabrian Goss made it on the second team, and the rookie Christian Nicholson received an honorable mention. The Redhawks are bringing home a ton of hardware, including regular season champions. In back-to-back years, for the first time ever, they set a program record 16 conference victories, and get this, they won 57 NJAC regular season games over the last 4 seasons.
And moving on to the women's basketball team, the defending NJAC tournament champions were also trying to go back-to-back in the NJAC for the first time since 2017-18 season. As the 5 seed, the Redhawks were matched against the number 4 seed Stockton University in the first round. Both teams split in the regular season, and this would be the rubber match. Vincent Bacone was in Galloway with the story.
Montclair women's basketball won the NJAC championship last year, and this year They're going for back-to-back championships. Standing in their way, however, is the Stockton Ospreys in the first round of the NJAC playoffs. Both teams came out of the gate firing. Bella Bruce scored the opening bucket for the Redhawks, and she would go on to lead the team with 18 points. However, the Redhawks struggled defensively in the paint. The Ospreys took advantage, scoring all of their field goals in the quarter inside. Zamira Knowles especially saw the opening and capitalized. She finished with 24 points. But even more impressive were her 19 rebounds, 10 of them on the offensive end. Stockton led by 3 at the end of the first. In the second quarter, the Redhawks tightened up defensively, matching the Ospreys with 10 points in the paint. But Montclair's biggest strength became their biggest weakness. After shooting nearly 30% from 3 this season, the Redhawks went just 2 for 15 from beyond the arc in the first half, and 6 for 26 in the entire game. Despite that, Montclair still had a fighting chance, trailing by only 4 at the break. The third quarter was electric. Less than 2 minutes into the half, Alyssa Craigwell knocked down a jumper to give the Redhawks their first lead of the game. She finished with her 5th double-double of the season, posting 17 points and a team-high 10 rebounds. The team went back and forth throughout the quarter, which featured 6 lead changes. Shannon Hughes refused to let Montclair head into the fourth without momentum. In the final minute, she drilled 2 big threes, including this one at the buzzer. The fourth quarter mirrored the third, back and forth the entire way. That was until Alexis Strollo converted a layup to give the Redhawks a 60-57 lead with 3:22 remaining. From there, Montclair went cold, shooting 0 for 5 down the stretch, while Stockton responded with a 10-0 run. The Ospreys punched their ticket to William Patterson on Tuesday with a 67-60 victory. As for the Redhawks, their hopes of back-to-back NJAC championships and their season come to an end. Signing off from Stockton University, I'm Vincent Pacone for the Redhawk Sports Network.
The season might not have ended how they wanted it to, but some players did earn some individual awards for their play this season. Alyssa Craigwell was named first team All-NJAC for the 2nd straight year. She led the teams in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. She was also 3rd in the NJAC for points per game. Also, did I mention she is just a sophomore? She is well on her way to potentially being a Redhawk legend. Alexis Strollo won NJAC honors for the first time in her final season with a 2nd team All-NJAC nod. She led the Redhawks in assists and averaged 3 more points than last season. She stepped up in a big role with Sophie Benaventine leaving, and she made an immediate impact as the main playmaker on the team. Cesar, I heard you've been practicing your karate?
Some of the players on the women's basketball squad have some secret moves up their sleeve. Not only are they lethal on the hardwood, but lethal on the mats too. Bella Bruce and Alyssa Craigwell were handing out knuckle sandwiches way before they were scoring double digits. Anthony Walsh shows you why they are Montclair strong.
Top of the key, calling for the screen. 8 seconds left in the shot clock. Bruce steps back for 3. Bingo! The first.
On the basketball court, balance and discipline are everything. With Bella Bruce, those skills weren't first learned in a gym, they were learned on the mat. That meant years of training to become a black belt in Taekwondo. That training started at an early age.
I started competing in Taekwondo when I was about 1st grade, so maybe 6, 7.
While the physical skills required to compete in Taekwondo are obvious, the mental skills are equally important. These skills were key not only through this process, but in her passion for basketball as well.
I learned a lot of discipline and accountability with what I was doing. So especially at a young age when I started, I learned how to take care of my schoolwork, how to be a better person. And then it kind of translated to the basketball aspect of it too. So I think that really helped me. Basketball wise, like it helped me like focus on my skills, and I put in like extra work, hard work every day.
Bruce isn't the only martial artist on the women's basketball team.
Gets it inside. Craigwell, best player, goes up and gets it.
Sophomore forward Alyssa Craigwell also has experience in another form of martial arts, judo.
My older brother did it, so then I wanted to do it, so then we started doing it together.
Throughout her time as a judo practitioner, the sport ignited a competitive flame that she carries to this day.
I won a lot of trophies, and I liked how it was very competitive, and I always wanted to beat my other opponent. It takes a lot of practice and hard work to be good at something. Being Montclair strong means hard work and discipline.
I'll bet you now players will think twice before they foul Bella Bruce or Craigwell. I certainly wouldn't take that charge from them.
I wouldn't want to either, Cesar. Earlier this week, Olga Mikutina returned from the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. She qualified for the free skate where she would place 18th in the event. Now back on campus, Montclair State News Lab had an exclusive one-on-one interview with Olga. Kaylee Montero picks up the story from there.
On February 13th, Montclair State University students had the privilege of watching their fellow peer, Olga Mikutina, compete in the 2026 Olympics. Upon her return to campus, Montclair State's News Lab showed Olga video of the watch party. This was her reaction.
That's crazy. That's my roommate.
We are super proud of you here at Montclair State University. She's so incredible. She's been doing so much work. She's been booked and busy here, not only as a college student, but as a figure skater and now a two-time Olympian figure skater.
For students here at Montclair,
oh, so sweet.
Presentation Hall at Montclair State was filled with pride as Olga represented the Red Hawks.
Wow, so sweet. I know. So many people were there.
So anything else you want to tell us, maybe?
Oh, no, thank you.
We got your story?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, too. This video was just...
Olga now looks to the future. Maybe we could see her in the 2030 French Alps Winter Olympics and compete in her third Olympics. Let's hope. You can watch the complete interview with Olga exclusively on Hawk Plus.
Olga has been doing great things on the ice, but it's starting to heat up outside. The snow is actually melting, and you know what that means. Spring sports have arrived and are already rolling. Hunter can catch you up so you don't miss the spring fling.
Coming off their 5th straight 20-win season and another NJAC tournament appearance, the Redhawks were picked 4th in the NJAC preseason baseball poll. They opened up the season 3-0, sweeping UMass Dartmouth, highlighted by Game 1 where senior starting pitcher Colin Dolan threw 6 innings of one-hit baseball with 9 strikeouts, earning NJAC Pitcher of the Week and D3Baseball.com Team of the Week recognition. That same night, Patrick Tian recorded his 13th career save to seal the deal, setting the program record.
Swing and a miss, and Patrick Tehan slams the door shut.
Wins are the forefront of everything, but having that moment happen was great.
Through 6 games, Montclair now sits at 4-2, dropping 1 to Stevens and another one after a tough test against nationally ranked Salve Regina. Now the Redhawks head to North Carolina for their spring break slate at the Greensboro Triad Invitational, looking to carry that momentum into conference play. Women's lacrosse is right in the middle of the conference conversation. Picked 4th in the NJAC preseason poll, the Redhawks opened February 14th with a 19-8 win over Marywood. Karen McCartney and Nora Monaghan each scored 4 goals in that victory. A week later, Montclair fell just short against number 23 Ithaca 11-10, but goalie Joey Grotkoff made 11 saves and now sits just 12 away from 400 in her career. Sitting at 1-1, the Redhawks hit the road to face Lycoming College in Williamsport, Pennsylvania on March 5th at 5 p.m., looking to bounce back and build momentum before conference play intensifies. On the men's side, this spring feels like a fresh start. Now competing as an independent, Montclair opened the season with back-to-back wins, including a 17-4 victory over Gwen and Mercy in its home opener. The Redhawks have started the year 3-0 for the first time since 2020 because of an offense that has proven it can win in tight games. With 2 late victories over Goucher and Scranton, they look to keep that momentum rolling as they turn their attention to the Tom Leonos Cup, where the Redhawks return as defending champions. They'll take the field Friday, March 6th in a semifinal versus Emerson at Drew University in Madison, New Jersey. Softball's fresh start will begin down south as the Redhawks head to Kissimmee, Florida to open their season at the Spring Games, playing 10 games from March 7th through the 13th. But the biggest storyline traveling with them, a completely new pitching staff stepping into the White Circle. Picked 6th in the NJAC preseason poll, Montclair will lean on its returning offense to set the tone early, including Sophia Alonso, who hit .391 with 50 hits last season, and Carly Ioni, who drove in 30 runs. 10 games in 7 days, new arms, familiar bats. What they build in Florida could define everything that follows this spring.
The Spring Fling party is just getting started. We are now less than 1 week away from flag football's first official game against Mercy on Monday, March 9th at Sprague Field.
Now you might think flag football has the same rules as regular football. That's not the case. Deshaun Claiborne and some friends take you through what's the different and the same.
Thanks, guys. The inaugural season of women's flag football here at Montclair State is very quickly approaching. And on March 9th, this program will play their first ever game right here on Sprague Field against Mercy. But did you know that flag football has different rules than tackle football? I know, right? What a shocker. Ladies, let's get started.
Go.
First, let's go over the field of play. In tackle football, the field is 100 yards long, and the line to gain moves every 10 yards. You get 4 downs to cross the line to gain to earn a new set of downs. But in flag football, the field is only 80 yards long, and the field is split into 4 zones. These zones are 20 yards each, and you must cross into a new zone within 4 downs to gain a new set of downs. Now, let's talk about tackling. In tackle football, a play ends when the runner is tackled to the ground. But in flag football, there is no tackling. Instead, each player wears a flag belt, and the play ends where the runner's flag is pulled. The next down will still begin where the flag was pulled, just like a tackle. Next, let's talk about scoring in flag football. Touchdowns are worth 6 points, and after a touchdown, you can attempt to kick a PAT, also known as an extra point. Since there's no kicking in flag football, PAT attempts work a bit differently. In flag football, teams can run one play to try for either 1 or 2 extra points. 1-point attempts are done from the 3-yard line, and 2-point attempts are done from the 10-yard line. Also, if the ball carrier is down in their own end zone, the opposing team gets 2 points. This is known as a safety in both tackle and flag football. Next, let's talk about kicking. In tackle football, most drives start with a kickoff, but in flag football, there are no kickoffs. Instead, drives begin at the 14-yard line, which is marked by an X on the field. Also in tackle football, instead of going for it on 4th down, you can choose to either punt the ball away to the other team, or you can kick a field goal. In flag football, you can punt the ball away, but there are no field goals. Touchdowns and safeties are the only ways to put points on the board. Let's discuss blocking in flag football. In tackle football, offensive players can block for the runner with full contact, and the runner is able to block for themselves. But in flag football, players can block for the runner, but you must have your hands behind your back. Otherwise, a penalty flag will be thrown. Also, the runner is not allowed to block defenders from pulling their flag. If they do, a flag will be thrown for flag guarding.
Well, we just covered a lot of information, so I think we'll wrap it up here. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me for this demonstration. I know I can't wait to watch you guys play, but I think I speak for our whole campus community when I say we wish you guys the best of luck for your upcoming season.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Red Hawk Sports Network.
Bye.
This awesome inaugural season is being documented by SPTC 441 this semester. They're going deep into the behind-the-scenes aspect of the team, as well as covering all and every game with an in-depth look with players and coaches, including head coach Jim Kelly. Watch out for episode 1 debuting on Friday, March 6th, with new episodes coming out every 2 weeks.
This is such a great month for athletics. March Madness, spring sports, flag football. There's a lot to look forward to. Tom, what are you looking forward to?
The main thing I'm looking forward to is spring break next week and no classes. That will be the end of today's Inside the Nest. We hope to catch you all of your favorite sports only on the Red Hawk Sports Network. My name is Thomas Gaffney Jr. alongside Cesar Lafontaine. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you guys again real soon.